One of the things he does, in addition to creating awesome custom designs, is he also can apply this handle texturing to some other knives. And like I said, I've just happened to be lucky enough to have several examples of his work, so I thought I'd show them here. This is a clinch pick specifically. It's a China pick that has had the handle flattened and textured according to Ian's style. Again, you'll notice it's 360 degrees, wraps all the way around it, and really makes a big difference in helping you to achieve a solid grip on the knife. You'll also notice that he has resharpened the edge. He's brought that bevel way back, and this is way, way sharper. As well as, since the bevel's been brought back, it's thinner along here and will cut much better. And like I said, this has had that profile flattened. That is an option that you can do in addition to just texturing the handle. So clinch picks come with this little bit more bulbous egg-shaped handle, and the reason for that is due to the handle being so short, by design. That little bit more bulbous handle helps to fill your grip and give you a little bit better grip on the knife. The problem with that is, due to its little bit rounder profile, is that you can get this kind of twisting that can happen with the knife. Even when I'm really bearing down on the knife, you can notice that it can be twisted from where it should be. Compare that then with this little bit flatter profile, and you can see the difference. It makes a huge difference. Actually, let me do this with the trainer. It makes a huge difference in helping to minimize that twisting in hand, as well as helping to index the knife more easily so the edge is oriented properly. So, cannot recommend enough. These are actually China picks. The clinch picks, the current ones that are made in China, that these customers have sent off to Ian, had him resharpen both of these actually, and then have also had them textured. The difference being that this one here, again, has only been textured, retaining that round shape, compared to this one being flattened. And the trainer, you can see, is actually the same way. Again, highly, highly recommended. I don't recall exactly the price that he's charging, but it's super reasonable. This is, in my opinion, a almost necessary change. Not that clinch pick's handle is slick or anything, but for the price that Ian's charging for this, I can't recommend enough having that texturing done, as well as the flattening of the profile. It really makes a big difference in being able to index it properly in your hand, as well as helping to orient the edge. Then this is another knife that came to me recently. I want to say this is the Sakit. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's another edge-end design. And these, similarly, just came from Ian with, get the camera to refocus here, having the edge sharpened, as well as, again, having the handle textured. We've got the live version there, as well as the trainer here. So, one of the other things I'll say too when it comes to Ian's custom designs is Ian is very conscientious about his designs and making things as efficient as he can. And what I mean by that is having the design laid out in such a way so as to maximize blade length and shape, as well as necessary handle length in an overall package. And what I mean by that is, if we line these up right at the end of the finger groove, you can see a difference when it comes to blade length. These are all laid out real close. So you can see here the difference in the amount of blade length versus overall length that you're able to get here with Ian's design. If we line them up according to overall length, you can see Ian's overall length seems like it's a lot longer. However, for the overall length, there's a lot more here. You'll notice that when compared to a clinch pick, the handle is only just a little bit longer. And much like with guns, the longer grip is what's hard to conceal. In knives, the blade length is not as important, especially carrying inside the waistband, as the handle length. So for only, I'd have to measure it, but we're only talking about probably 3/8 of an inch here. You're talking about another 1.5 inches, or real close to 1.5 inches, maybe 1 3/8 longer blade. It's really a surprising difference just how much more blade you get there for not very much of an increase in handle length. Similarly, compare it here to this one. You can see that it's not that much longer, but again, if we compare the actual edge length, you know, in this case, we're talking close to 2 inches longer on the blade while having not that much of an increase in overall length, and especially having a little bit shorter handle than this does. And I gotta say, while this is a very hand-feeling grip, feels very secure, honestly, I don't really lose anything. I'm still getting a pinky on this, and at the claw, you know, I'm still having most of my finger there, and I'm almost able to cap with my thumb. Well, the Sakit certainly has a little bit longer grip. I am impressed by the dramatically smaller grip that is on the Special Circumstances knife, by the fact that I really am not losing any grip security, and I'm gaining just a tremendous amount more blade for the overall length. So one final point, talk about sheaths real quick. Clinch picks come in this factory sheath that they're functional, but the fit, you'll notice there's a lot of rattle, and when I go to draw, you can hear the difference there. There's a lot of drag. Compare that, these don't have the loops on them yet, but compare that with one of my sheaths, one of these Zulu Bravo sheaths, and you'll notice it is a dramatically smaller package, while also enabling a much fuller grip to be established on the handle. You can see the overlay here. No rattle, none at all. Knife comes right out. A little bit of wear there from the factory sheath. But you'll notice right here, I can't get quite up right up against the finger guard there. So when I draw the knife, you'll notice I'm a little bit further back. My sheath is cut to allow you to get right up there against it, so that when I draw, there's no need to readjust my grip. I have that full fighting grip immediately upon establishing my grip. Similarly, trainer fits in the factory sheath. Not quite as much play, not quite as much rattle, but compare that with, again, one of my sheaths. In comparison, you can see we're able to shrink things down quite a bit, and again, you can see the difference there in where you can access the knife and establish a full grip. Right here, again, we're back here where we've got this groove. I need to choke up to be able to get a good grip on the knife. In comparison with one of my sheaths, I'm able to get right up there where I need to. So, again, just a little example of some of Ian's work. I cannot recommend highly enough that you check out, again, Ian Wendt of Special Circumstances, either for his full custom knives, which are, again, are just superlative, or for some of the modification services that he can offer on other knives. Check him out, Special Circumstances Inc. This is Matt with Zulu Bravo. Thanks for listening.